Ambassador, one thing we have all noticed during this time of the pandemic is that India has always tried to help countries around it and across the world in whatever way it can, be it in the export of medicines or providing vaccines, or to more recently, sending oxygen-related assistance to some of our neighboring countries like Bangladesh and Indonesia. As someone who has served in the Indian Foreign Service for decades, how do you see India's rise benefiting the world?
No, what I was saying is that India's soft power projection is what holds India in high regard across the world. Every country acknowledges that. Now, in the beginning and after getting our own independence, India became a model for the large number of countries and helped them secure independence, supporting their liberation movements, and taking a new path with the non-alignment movement where their interests could be served better, the developing worlds, and not becoming a part of the Cold War chain. So this is precisely what India was doing that time. Then it was not very developed, but in 1964, India started its capacity building assistance program, which we call Indian ITEC, Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Assistance. So we are providing about 161 countries the assistance, capacity building assistance, infrastructure building assistance, including in the area of health and digital connectivity and e-governance and all that. You know that Pan-Africa e-network that was created by President Kalam at that time, and that is something being upgraded now. So that is something. In other words, when you look at the Western countries in the area of pharmaceuticals, it is they more worry about intellectual property rights than the humanitarian concerns, right? So the India at that time got an exemption and was able to provide pharmaceuticals for aid, for Ebola, for all kinds of diseases to Africa and other countries at a fraction of a cost. A lot of it under grants. So it was supporting all through. Now, when the pandemic happened, then India became the first country really to provide medicines, manpower, paramedics to nearly 150 countries, whether it was paracetamol or hydroxychloroquine or the other requirements that people needed. And when India also became one of the V5 countries to manufacture its own vaccine, Covaxin, and became the manufacturing hub of the vaccines of the world. So many of the countries, including AstraZeneca, whether it's Sputnik, whether it is Johnson & Johnson now, or some others, they are all trying to manufacture it in India, right? So India, what it decided was, it said it had surplus vaccines available. It national effort and others, but it also tried to bilaterally provide vaccines. So it provided about 65 million vaccines to 95 countries. I mean, when a Brazilian president says that what India's assistance is like Sanjeevani, that is a big deal. When presidents of the country are essentially grateful. So it has provided you a stature that otherwise, being an economic or military power, you may not be able to get. While the rest of the world was looking for themselves or inward, India was going out and helping others. That's why I believe that vaccine mastery or vaccine diplomacy or medical diplomacy are something that has taken you at a much higher pedestal today. Of course, every country comes, there is a limitation. So we had problem in second wave, and that was not more because of non-availability of things mainly, but it was because of our own internal management issues. And that have been corrected, hopefully now. So we have been able to provide to the people. So I think that during this period, India has stood as a friend of the world. Not only we are able to provide assistance globally or have emerged as a first responder in the case of natural emergency in our neighborhood or Vande Bharat mission flights, evacuations from Yemen. So India has been doing these kind of things for a very long time. And it stands out in that, and without looking for anything in return. And that is the best part of it. So I think that it has created a very good profile for India. I mean, I'm not getting into the domestic politics because that will always be the case. People will always say it was wrong while India was suffering, whatever. But, there are logical reasons for which you could not have used what you have already exported, because There is a shelf life for everything, but then that is politics. Let's leave it at that.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.